Hi, I'm Alexandra. Thank you so much for joining me in this Level 1 yoga class. This is also a really lovely practice to do if you want to reconnect with the foundations or if perhaps you're just looking for a softer, gentler flow. I will be using one brick, one block. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can substitute, find a book or something similar. If you don't have one or any books around, again, that's fine. You can make do with that. We're going to begin today in our child's pose. So bringing the big toes to touch, let the knees come out nice and wide, and then soften the chest down onto the ground. If the forehead reaches the ground, that's great. If not, this can be a really nice place for your block or your book, bringing the forehead to rest comfortably there. And this is our child's pose, so at any point you need to take a rest, to slow down, or come back to the breath, know that this is the pose to come back to, and you can rejoin us as and when you're ready. Now begin to connect with the breath. Noticing how the breath moves in and out of the nose. Sensing the cool air flowing in, the warm air rushing out. Feeling the tingling at the nostrils. Letting the inhales be equal to the exhales. Letting this breath be your focus, your awareness for the practice. So anytime you notice the mind wandering or drifting, you can come back to this breath, thinking of it as an anchor or a home base, the connection to the present moment. As you inhale, shift forward, remove the block if you are using one. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, the hips over the knees. And then spread the fingers out nice and wide, letting the index fingers point towards the top of the mat. The toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels more comfortable for the knee. Inhale, soften the belly towards the ground. And then gaze up at the sky, feel the chest opening, shining the heart forwards. And exhale, push the mat away, rounding through the upper back, tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale, the belly softens, the tailbone tilts to the sky, the heart lifts. And exhale, rounding, the navel draws towards the spine as you push the middle of the back to the sky. One more, inhaling, moving with the full length of the breath as you ripple forwards. And exhale, flow back. And then coming to your neutral spine. Walking the hands an inch or so further forward, tuck the toes if they aren't already done so. And then as you press into the hands, pressing into the toes, use the core to lift the hips, coming into your downward facing dog. Then don't worry about having straight legs here. Have a little bend in the knees, letting it be a soft pose. And then again, the hands are spread nice and wide, the index fingers pointing towards the top. And you're really pressing down through the finger pads. And then maybe beginning to pedal out through the feet, bending one leg, bending the other. Feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs, the calves, the hamstrings. Letting the movement synchronize with the breath, so that every movement you make is deliberate and purposeful, cultivating this habit of mindfulness. Inhale, gaze top of the mat, and exhale, slowly tippy-toe yourself, one step at a time, no rush, all the way to the top of the mat. Bend your knees whenever you need. Then separating the feet hip-width distance apart, take hold of opposite elbows, and let the body be heavy as it drapes over the legs. Maybe it feels nice to stay here, or maybe you rock side to side, a little sway. Just feeling into the body. Now release the hands down to the ground and slow as you can, one vertebrae at a time, roll yourself all the way up to your standing. Let the chin, release last. And then inhale the shoulders up towards the ears, exhale down the back. Now heel toe the feet together so the big toes are touching. There's a little gap between the heels. Bring your hands together, heart center, close the eyes. Bring your awareness into the feet. Feel the soles of the feet connecting with the ground. Feel all four corners of both feet pressing into the mat. And as you lift up through the kneecaps, the sense of the inner thighs rotating towards one another. Then the tailbone draws down, lengthen through the back of the body, engaging through the core. Let the shoulders draw down the back, the crown of the head reaches to the sky. So this is our foundational Tadasana mountain pose. Blink open the eyes, inhale, reach the arms to the sky, look at the thumbs. And exhale, soften the knees, fold forwards, bringing the hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, we flow, folding all the way down. Inhale, flat back, the shoulder blades come together, lengthen the spine, gaze forwards. And exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, followed by the left. Option to lower the knees here at any point. Otherwise, well, wherever you are, pressing the mat away with the hands rounding through the upper back. If the legs are lifted, firming up through the thighs as you draw the heels towards the back of the room. Take one breath here. And then exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin down to the ground. Inhale, we ripple forward, come to our baby cobra. Tops of the feet are pressing down. The shoulder blades are squeezing together. The chest is shining forwards. Exhale, pressing into the hands, shift the hips back, child's pose. Inhale, flow forwards, tabletop. And exhale, tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog. So beginning to think about the alignment of the pose now. Wrapping the outer armpits, the outer triceps towards one another so you get a broadening across the back of the body. Then softening the torso, the chest towards the thighs. And as the sitting bone lifts towards the sky, the heels draw down towards the ground. Don't worry if they touch or not. Just breathing into the shape of the body. Inhale, look to the space between the hands, and exhale, step the right foot, followed by the left. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms overhead, strong through the legs and the core, and exhale, we fold, hinging all the way down. Inhale, finding that flat back, lengthen the vertebrae. And exhale, step the left foot back, followed by the right. Again, lower the knees here if you need a little bit more stability. Otherwise, holding it here, thinking about building some strength through the shoulders, the core, the legs. Inhale, prepare. And exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin. Inhale, ripple forwards, baby cobra. Let the shoulders roll down the back and the elbows draw down towards the heels. And exhale, tuck toes, this time lifting straight to your downward facing dog. So letting the awareness be with the breath. Noticing how the breath moves through the body. Inhale, gaze top of the mat. Exhale, step the left foot, followed by the right foot. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms overhead, gaze to the sky. And exhale, rounding to spine, folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back, high plank. Take one inhale. And as you exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, sliding forward, baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg to the sky. And exhale, step that foot between the hands. If it doesn't reach, that's okay. You can use that right hand to shuffle that foot forward for you. Then wiggle that right foot a little bit wider to create space in the hips. And inhale, sweep both arms overhead. If you need to lower the back knee down for more stability, feel free to do so. And wherever you are, finding a little bit of softness within that pose. Exhale, open out to your warrior two. Grounding down through that back, the outer edge of that back foot. Bending deeply into that right knee. And then alignment is to get the hips and the chest aligned with the long edge of the mat. Then angling that right knee towards the right edge of the mat. So we're really opening through the groin area. And then sense the left fingertip, the space to the right fingertips. Keeping the lower body exactly as it is. Flip the palm, inhale, reverse warrior, reach the right arm up and back. Let the shoulders draw down the back. Feel that stretch to the right side of the body. And exhale, side angle stretch, right forearm, right thigh. Left hand reaches to the sky. Letting that right elbow rest lightly on top of that right thigh, so you're not collapsing into the shoulder. And staying with the breath, noticing what happens to the breath as we begin to challenge the body in these shapes. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Reach the right arm up and back. And exhale, come back to warrior two. Now straighten that front right leg, heel toe that back foot an inch or so closer. Then reach that right hand as far forward as you can, almost as if you're trying to touch an object in front of you. Then bring the right hand down to the ground. Again, this is a lovely place if you have that block or book to support the hand onto as you reach the left hand to the sky. And as you press down into that big right toe mound, zipping up to the inner seam of that right thigh. So the legs are lovely and strong, engaged. Rebend that right knee. Inhale, reverse the warrior, sweep the right arm up and back. And exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot, spiral onto the back toes. Step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, ripple forward, baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches to the sky. And exhale, step the foot between the hand. Again, use the hands to help you get there. Create space in the hips, and as you inhale, mindfully transition to your high crescent lunge. Engaging through that back leg, firming up through the glutes. Softening the shoulders, relaxing the face. And exhale, open out warrior two. And imagine that you're trying to rip the mat apart with the feet. Both of the legs, both of the feet are engaged, pressing into the mat. And then steadying the gaze. Often we have a tendency to look around, see what else is going on. But letting the eyes rest on that middle finger and the left hand will help steady the mind. Keep the legs exactly as they are. Inhale, tilt back, sweep the left hand to the sky. Exhale, side angle, stretch left forearm, left thigh. Reach the right hand to the sky, energizing through the right fingertips, gazing up at the thumb. Inhale, reverse that warrior. And exhale, find your warrior two. Straighten the left leg, heel toe the right foot a little bit closer. Then reaching the left hand forward as the left hip pops back. Bring the left hand down again, take that block if you like. And then reaching the right hand to the sky. And instead of thinking of blocks as training wheels or lesser, think of them simply as a way to accommodate body shapes, body proportions and sizes. Short arms, longer legs. One more breath here. Reaching tall through the left fingers, engaging through the sides of the core. Rebend the left knee. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Left hand swoops up and back. And exhales, bring both hands down to the ground. Spiral onto the right toes. And step back, high plank. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lower knees. Chest, chin. Inhale, ripple forwards, baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Lower the knees down to the ground. Let the big toes touch. Shift the weight back, coming into your child's pose. Again, that block is there if you need to support the forehead. Shifting yourself back to your tabletop, coming to sit on your sitting bones, sweep the legs out in front. And then allow a little bend in the knees here. So we have a tendency to really round through the lower back, putting on unnecessary strain there. So round, put a bend through the knees. Then inhale, reach the arms to the sky. And exhale, fold forwards over the legs. And don't worry about what it looks like, how deep you go, anything like that. Know that the yoga practice is so much more than the physical poses. The physical poses are a way to get into the body, a way to tap into the mind, to cultivate that ease, that peace, that stillness. Know that each and every time you come to the mat, your practice and your body will feel and look a little different, and that's okay. It's simply an opportunity to practice mindfulness, to notice the ever-changing, ever-transient nature of our bodies. And now begin to crawl yourself back up. Then bend the knees. Reach the arms out in front of you as you lift the chest. Or lower down for the count of 5. So working through the core. Inhale. And exhale, rounding through the back for 5. 4, imprinting all of the vertebrae onto the ground. For 3. For 2. Resist collapsing for the last bit. And then all the way down, lovely. Extending the legs, reaching the arms, take a full body stretch. And then bend the knees so the feet are about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands, palms facing down, pressing into the feet. Tilt the tailbone to the sky, peel away the low, the mid, the upper back. And then imagine that block, or if you actually have that block, place the block between the two legs. And gently squeeze the legs together so you feel that engagement through the glutes, the inner thighs. Lifting through the hips and the chest for 3, 2, 1, exhale, slow as you can, coming all the way out. Keep the block there. We'll move through one more round. If you feel like you've had enough for today, that's okay. Remove the block. Bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees come out wide, and take a few moments observing the breath. Otherwise, if you're coming into one more bridge, placing the block between the knees, between the thighs, pressing into the feet, tilt the tailbone away from the ground, the low, the mid, the upper back. Gently squeezing the thighs, hugging the heels towards the body, sending the knees towards the front of the room, lifting through the chest. Exhale, lowering nice and slowly and controlled, all the way down to the ground. Remove the block to one side. Windshield wipe the legs side to side, releasing the low back. And the next time the legs fall to the left, let them stay there. Release the arms up to your side. If you don't have space, you can cactus the arms or extend them over the head as you gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, let the knees fall over to the right. The gaze goes over the left. Inhale, back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Make yourself into a tiny little ball as you draw your forehead up towards the knees. Take an inhale here. And exhale into your Shavasana. Extend the legs long, let the arms go wide. Good job. Let yourself relax. Let yourself soften, release after all of that movement. Scan through the body from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes, allowing each and every part to entirely soften, release. If you find your mind wandering, that's okay. You can use the breath as your anchor point to gently draw the awareness back. If you have nowhere to be, if you have the time, I highly invite you to stay here as long as you can. Otherwise, bringing gentle movement into the fingers, the toes, rolling the head from side to side, hugging the knees into the chest, giving yourself a squeeze, acknowledging this time, this effort for your practice. Rolling over onto your right hand side, take a moment to pause, and bringing yourself back to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed or closing them if they open. Bringing your hands together, heart center, taking a moment to acknowledge the effects of this practice, how you feel, physically, mentally, emotionally. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth side out. Namaste. Amazing job. Thank you so much. I look forward to practicing again with you soon. Take care.